Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, let me tell you something that genuinely rattled me. I've been eating what I thought was a solid amount of protein, hitting my daily target, feeling pretty smug about it, honestly. And then I read this research about muscle loss in your 40s and basically had a minor kitchen floor crisis.
Right, here's what I've learned, and this one genuinely surprised me too. It's not just how much protein you eat, it's when you eat it, and specifically whether each meal crosses what researchers call the leucine threshold. And most of us, including me until recently, are getting this completely wrong.
So today we're digging into branched-chain amino acids, specifically leucine, and why the timing and dose of your protein might matter more than your daily total, especially once you hit your 40s and beyond.
And this isn't niche bodybuilder territory. This is genuinely relevant to anyone who wants to stay strong, independent, and functional as they age, which I'd argue is all of us.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning, because when I first heard branched-chain amino acids, I immediately assumed it was something only people with gym selfies needed to care about.
Ha, fair. So branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs, are a group of 3 essential amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. They're called branched-chain because of their molecular structure. Your body cannot make them, so you have to get them from food.
And the celebrity of the 3 is leucine, right?
Exactly. Leucine is the one doing the heavy lifting, pun fully intended. It acts as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis, which is the process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue.
So it's like the ignition key. You can have a full tank of gas, meaning total protein, but if you don't turn the key, nothing happens.
That is actually a brilliant analogy, and that's precisely what the research shows. Dr. Donald Lehman at the University of Illinois has been studying this for decades, and his work established that leucine doesn't just contribute to muscle building, it initiates it. It activates a pathway called mTOR, which is essentially the cellular signal that says, start building.
And here's the thing, though. Most of us spread our protein out in a way that doesn't actually trigger that signal consistently across the day.
Right. The research suggests you need roughly 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to cross that activation threshold. Below that, you're getting some benefit, but you're not fully switching on muscle protein synthesis.
So I did the math on my own eating, and y'all, my breakfast was nowhere close. I'm talking a yogurt and some fruit. That's maybe 1 gram of leucine. I was basically leaving muscle gains on the table every single morning.
And this becomes increasingly important as we age because of a phenomenon researchers call anabolic resistance. Dr. Stuart Phillips at McMaster University, who is one of the leading voices on protein and aging, has documented this extensively. After about 40, your muscles become less sensitive to the anabolic signal from protein.
Meaning you need more of the trigger to get the same response you got at 25.
Precisely. Younger muscles respond to even modest leucine doses. Older muscles need a stronger, clearer signal. The threshold effectively rises.
Okay, so this is where I want to bring in the skeptic question, because I can already hear some of our listeners thinking, fine, I'll just eat more total protein and that'll cover it. And David, I know you have thoughts here.
Right, and this is genuinely where I pushed back on the research initially too. The intuitive assumption is that total daily protein is what matters, and total protein is important. We're not dismissing that. But a 2020 paper published in the journal Nutrients, reviewing work by Dr. Lehman and colleagues, made it clear that distributing that protein evenly across meals, with each meal hitting the leucine threshold, produces significantly better muscle protein synthesis outcomes than the same total protein skewed toward 1 or 2 large meals.
Which is basically how a lot of us eat. Light breakfast, decent lunch, huge dinner.
The front-load the day's protein at dinner pattern. Very common. And from a muscle preservation standpoint, quite inefficient.
Here's the thing, though. I want to be real with our listeners because this could start to sound like a lot of tracking and calculating. And I know that for the sandwich generation folks, for pre-retirees, for busy parents, the last thing you need is another spreadsheet.
Fair point. And I'd say the practical application is actually simpler than it sounds. You're looking for roughly 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein per meal, roughly 3 times a day. That tends to deliver the leucine threshold naturally, without counting individual amino acids.
And high quality matters here, right? Because not all protein sources have the same leucine content.
Correct. Animal proteins, think eggs, dairy, meat, fish, tend to be leucine dense. A single large egg gives you about 0.5 grams of leucine. 3 eggs gets you close to 1.5. 150 grams serving of chicken breast gets you close to 3 grams on its own.
So a 3-egg breakfast with some Greek yogurt on the side? You're probably there.
Probably there. Plant proteins are trickier. Soy is relatively leucine-rich among plant sources, but legumes and grains generally require larger serving sizes to hit the same threshold.
Which doesn't mean plant-based eaters are out of luck. It just means you have to be a bit more intentional. And again, this is about information, not pressure.
Agreed. And researchers like Dr. Phillips have noted that plant-based protein can work. It just often requires higher total quantities to hit the same leucine signal.
Okay, I want to talk about timing for a second, because I know we've touched on it, but let's get specific. Is there a window that matters, like post-workout?
So the post-exercise window is real, but probably longer than the old 30-minute anabolic window myth suggested. A 2013 meta-analysis by Dr. Brad Schoenfeld and colleagues found the window is closer to several hours. But the key point is that resistance exercise dramatically amplifies muscle sensitivity to leucine.
So exercise plus hitting the leucine threshold is the power combo.
Exactly. And this is actionable for everyone, whether you're doing gym sessions, resistance bands at home, or even brisk walking with some bodyweight work. Moving your muscles before a leucine-rich meal enhances the effect.
Y'all, if you're finding this as genuinely useful as I did when I first dug in, this would be a great moment to hit like and subscribe on the Wellness Rhythm Show. We bring this kind of evidence-based, actually practical stuff every episode, and it helps us keep doing it.
And we genuinely appreciate it. Right, so let's address one more layer of nuance here, because I think it's important for our older listeners especially. There's a condition called sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss, and it's more common and more consequential than most people realize.
What are we talking about in real terms?
The data from the International Osteoporosis Foundation suggests adults can lose 3 to 5% of muscle mass per decade after 30, and the rate accelerates after 60. It affects mobility, metabolism, fall risk, and even cognitive health. Dr. Roger Fielding at Tufts University has published extensively on this.
And the good news is that the leucine threshold research is directly relevant here. This isn't just about looking fit, it's about staying functionally independent.
Which I think reframes the whole conversation. This isn't vanity nutrition. This is longevity nutrition.
That reframe matters so much. For our listeners in their 50s and 60s especially, this is about being able to carry your own groceries, play with your grandkids, travel without limitations.
And the intervention is genuinely accessible. It's not a medication, it's not a supplement protocol. It's primarily a shift in how you distribute and source your protein.
Now, I will say, some people do use BCAA supplements or leucine supplements, and I know we should address that briefly.
Right. The supplement angle is popular, but the evidence is nuanced. Supplemental leucine can help bridge the gap, particularly for people who struggle to hit protein targets through food alone. But whole food sources are generally preferred because they deliver the full amino acid profile, not just leucine in isolation.
Context and food first. Supplements as a genuine gap filler, not a replacement.
That's the reasonable, evidence-supported position. And importantly, if anyone is considering significant dietary changes, especially with existing health conditions, a conversation with a registered dietitian is genuinely worthwhile.
Okay, so if you're taking one thing from today, here's what I want it to be. Don't just hit your daily protein number and call it done. Think about each meal as an opportunity to trigger muscle building. Aim for 30 to 40 grams of quality protein per sitting, roughly 3 times a day, and pair it with some kind of movement when you can. That's the pattern the research supports.
And I'll add the dry but honest footnote. The best nutrition strategy is the one you actually sustain. Start with one meal, fix breakfast first, the rest tends to follow.
Fix breakfast first. I love that. Y'all, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. If this episode helped you see protein a little differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And we will be back with more practical, evidence-based wellness that actually fits your real life.
Until then, stay curious and perhaps have a second egg.
The show is part of the VoxCrea.ai system. If you want a show like this for your organization without building it yourself,
Go to voxcreel.ai and request a sample episode.